Good evening, Magister. My name is Diana Changoluisa, and today I am going to talk about family, school, and work. So, family, the definition of family is a group of people united by kinship. This union can be formed by consanguineous ties or by a legally and socially constituted and recognized, like such as marriage or adoption. But we don't forget the family is the most important social organization for man. Belonging to a group of this type is vital in the psychological and social development of the individual. So, family problems. Let's not forget that we are all human and we will have differences. That is why there will be conflicts without the family. Among them are frequent arguing, disagreements, poor communication, anger, physical conflicts, and others can we mention is conflict within laws and relatives. Sometimes the spouse, parents in laws, and other relatives often interfere in the decisions that must be made in the family, such as regarding finance or children's education. Money. Because money is present in many of the decisions that the family makes, and if this scarce, the conflicts begin. Difficulty accepting children's decisions. It is important that parents respect the decision of their adult children and support them unconditionally without restriction or taking away their freedom, thereby helping to generate security and self-esteem in children. Communication problems. When dealing with a family member, if they do something very serious, it can generate resentment or discomfort in the rest of the members. Uh, Other is external problems like lack of work, economic crisis, natural disasters, sometimes lack or planning and administration for various problems that may arise unexpectedly. And the divorce or the separation of the parents can be a very painful experience, event traumatic for the family, since they experience a lot of suffering due to the change that the rupture of a family relationship entails as such. Other is addiction or vice or parents. Alcoholism is responsible for more family problems than any other cause. It can totally break the life of the family and cause damage that can last a lifetime. And abuse parents. Some parents have deep psychological problems that lead them to harm their children in the way they treat them by rejecting, ignoring, terrifying, or isolating them. And for other hand, we have overprotective parents. The education that they want to be given is hindering, since they don't trust their children's abilities, and this can generate difficulty in making decisions, facing frustration, and lack of security to have a successful life. The role of family in child development. Child development consists of aspects such as physical, emotional, social, and intellectual. Family will be responsible for shaping a child development in areas such as values, skills, socialization, and security. The early years matter tremendously since they lay the foundation of their future skills development, and sensitive, responsive, involved, proactive, and providing interaction have been associated with positive socio-emotional adjustment necessary during an individual's lifetime. So we have two types of socialization. Primary socialization set the base for our future socialization. It is when child learns the attitudes, beliefs, values, and acts appropriate to individuals as member or a determinate group. For example, when child hears his father say sexist comments and then repeats them because he thinks it's okay. Secondary socialization. It is a process of learning about appropriate behavior for a group of people and place in society. Finally, for a child to feel safe, their families the one that should help create the schedules for the various activities they do during the day. Another way can be to avoid confidence, to speak on the and be themselves, and finally help them to be in a safe environment that allows they learn and not that is subtracts. Okay, work and study. The right to education for children and adolescents around the world in our country is determined in constitution and in the principles and goals set in the international agreements. But in Ecuador, children are engaged in forms of child labor, including commercial sexual exploitation, tasks in agriculture and domestic service. Some of them combine work and study. In Ecuador, education in public sector is free. However, some students don't have access to education because they have to pay uniforms, books, transportation, and lunch. To sum up, childhood and adolescence are periods of human development to be enjoyable. Children and adolescents need to do physical activities and play sports to have fun, make friends, and learning something new, which help them to have a healthy grow up development, dignified development. In conclusion, the development of an individual will depend on his or her context, since the family is responsible for creating a safe and dignified place, which doesn't deprive him or her rights such as education, health, food, housing, among others. And keep in mind that the family is the safe place, so make them feel comfortable is paramount. And in case of any problem within the same, have an active communication. And if it is a more serious case, seek help from professionals to prevent damage to children. Finally, when mentioned the family, each one has a different context. But in case where there isn't stable environment and scarce resources and see the most viable option of sending their children to work at an early age, keep in mind that are forcing them to mature and skip a stage of development, and even some to remain in ignorance by not allowing them to have a decent education, um, which in the future will play against them. Therefore, the government of each country should seek more options to meet as far as possible with the rights of children who will be future citizens. Okay, that's all. Thank you for your attention. Have a nice day. Yeah.